Welcome to our third installment in this week's series of, I don't know, what's the series called? I don't know, whatever. But this installment is us talking about the game that we would like to see come out, or the game that we would pitch to a company if we actually had the chance. To my left, you'll see the guy that's always thinking up something. And he's supposed to have the most fabulous hat in the business on.
It is fabulous. It is the New York Rangers.
No, in this business.
That's my boy.
In this business, not that business. Mr. Pete.
There you go.
This business. That's Mr. Pete. No?
I'm wondering, how the hell did you become so knowledgeable in Metal Gear Solid?
Oh,
I would listen to you read a book about Metal Gear Solid to go to bed.
There is many a night that I spent single and lonely because I was playing Metal Gear Solid.
And then when 5 comes out, you'll be single.
I'll be single and lonely again. And to my far left, he is only the biggest Zelda fan in the world. He has a tattoo of the Triforce on his right arm, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's not the left?
Mr. Bird.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
I thought you were saying,
And
Mr. Give me the bird.
And the man with the most fabulous ponytail in the business, Nick DeJesus.
Bam.
Hey, he says his name correctly.
Because he's smart, I'm not.
And like I said, our topic today is the game that we would pitch to any of these companies. Why don't we start with Mr. Bird?
Well, I know
Finally, I don't start for once. You always pick on me.
I know a game you're going to want. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Some more, but...
Oh, you had to put me on the spot first. Motherfucker. For once, it's not a Zelda game because I like how the storyline's going.
But is it Nintendo?
It is going to be Nintendo.
This guy.
You really want...
I'm looking, he's like...
I'm going to have to either say... I want Luigi to have his own platforming game. Literally, make Super Luigi Brothers.
Well...
Okay, I know it can't be, but like make Super...
They had...
How about the Super Luigi... Well,
Whatever.
the other Super Mario brother.
I know that they have Super Luigi U and everything, but that doesn't count. That was just the game reskinned over with Luigi with a 99-second time limit and slippery and like you have less traction. That's all it really was, which I don't feel. I want to see a full Luigi game because I've been pining for that game forever. That or redo Castlevania one more time because I don't like Lords of Shadow. It was a good series, but literally do the Belmont clan. Go back to the original and just literally
Symphony in the Night?
No, the original Castlevania on NES with Simon Belmont as the lead. That's what I would want to see. I have a couple of ideas, but I'll let you take off from there. So,
Do you want to go?
No,
No, please.
All right.
I insist.
You're walking into a room.
Okay.
No, okay. What I would like to pitch is...
Metal Gear Solid 8?
No. Not necessarily a game that we have now, but a game that I would want to create or have an I put in. I want to have a story which takes place, during Renaissance Middle Ages with knights, and you have the jousting and the fights and the sword fights and all this mechanics with like a good story about like...
What was that game that we saw that I kept on saying like Dynasty Warriors?
Oh, fudge.
Is that kind of what you're talking about, where they're fighting
in a way
with,
where it's like samurais and knights and
that one.
Yes, that was
I'll find it. I'm gonna have it in the book.
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
For Honor.
Oh, For Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, there we go. For Honor.
Something, but that's like a massively multiplayer game where like
That's an MMO.
People come on and play. I want like an immersive experience where you're like a young guy. You're like learning to be a knight. You're fighting for like a fantasy type thing.
like an Assassin's Creed 3 where he starts off young as an assassin.
Yeah. And
then you grow old with the character. Is that what
exactly.
you're kind of looking for?
And like, there's like a king that gets like who's a tyrant, and you have to overthrow the king, and it's just this whole dynamic.
You want to go around with a big battle axe and cut people's heads off.
No, if anybody knows, it would not be swords. But just have that like fighting mentality where you have to do like these sword fights.
So like an open world Renaissance themed game.
Yeah.
Where you can go and do your side quests or your mini games. of jousting, or
like
axe throwing,
action adventure type thing, but like with like a story where it's like, you know, here's the story. You know, I have to go save this guy. You know, Friar Tuck. I know that's the person. I have to go save Friar Tuck, and then it'd be like, well, I can't miss in a couple hours. I do have my jousting. You know, and it's just like
real-time events and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, like where it's like you have to like in time go, and then you have. I know people are not a fan of it, but like I like if done correctly, like quick time events. You know, where it's like not necessarily in the battle, but towards the end when like you have them down and you do these quick things where it's like I took his health all the way down, but then we have the final sequence where I have to hit X triangle. A, B, Y, you know, depending on what system. It's going to be multi-platform, let me tell you right now. For the PS6, because that's going to look amazing. No, but, and just have this, like, world where you, like, immersed by the story and the gameplay, you know, and just has every little thing you would want. Like, a great villain, you know, but, like, these little side villains, like a Mega Man type thing, where, like, you have to beat the sub-boss, you know, like, when you have to beat... Woodman and Flash Man and all these characters, and you beat to get to Dr. Wily. I want the same kind of principle, you know. You have to fight through the ranks to get to the top, and then at the end you face the king in a one-on-one, where it's set. I thought a lot about this, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
It's set like with the sun going down in front of this oak tree, you know, and it's just this clash, and it's the final battle, and it's just everything you've learned and every kind of mechanic that you were taught put into this match, and like everything has to be changed up. That's the game I would like to make. Thank you for indulging me for that a couple minutes. But what would you want to do?
Alright. I would like to see something along the lines of...
Metal Gear Solid.
No. A Devil May Cry that is open world.
Okay.
Good idea.
Something along those lines.
Infamous.
No, because Infamous 2, you had a weapon, and it became a kind of hack and slasher, but not really. But I'm looking for Devil May Cry where it is a hack and slasher, but it's open world. It's not chapter driven or level driven. It's open world exploration where you go around. Okay. So more like what if I had to think about it? It would be more like Fable.
Okay.
Nice.
Right? But without the magic. The magic is already pre-programmed into your move sets and stuff like that. Like Dante has magic, but he uses it in a different way. He uses it to boost his fighting. So when he swings his sword and he does his stinger, you see that the sword is actually extending a lot further than it should physically be capable of doing it, because he's projecting his demonic spirit through it and stuff like that. So I would like to see something along the lines of a Devil May Cry that is open world. I actually had like the perfect premise 2 weeks ago, and I completely forgot what it was.
Don't you just hate that?
When we came up with the topic,
I was like, oh, this would be the best idea ever. But now that I'm sitting here trying to think of it, I was like, oh man, what the hell was that idea? But if I wanted to see something, it would be something along the lines of a open world Devil May Cry, where either that, or you redo Infamous and keep the continuity.
So the conduits die and then Cole dies and that's the end of the game, right?
Not necessarily, because the title of the game is Infamous, which means that you always play the Infamous trace.
There you go.
So the next game would be a new conduit trying to destroy Cole, who became the new bad guy.
There you go.
The new Infamous,
Yeah, you know, like, because Cole became... No, the end of... Did you play Infamous too?
Yes.
You did? You did?
Yeah.
Alright, remember he's trying to destroy the Beast?
Yeah.
And the option was either destroy the Beast and all conduits, or become the Beast. So, he becomes the Beast, and then somebody else has to take over and prepare for him to...
Come and attack.
Yes. And then he has to kill the Beast, which is Cole. That's kind of would have been a better game than Second Son, don't you think?
Yeah, no, because I was gonna. I
think we think you think that.
Because I was gonna say, Prototype 2, you play as a new character and you're trying to take down Alex Mercer.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that sounds familiar, but that's a good concept. I like.
But that's the continuity of the game. That would have been the continuity. Or you could play as Cole, destroying people, and suddenly it becomes a Godzilla game. But not, then you would destroy the whole mechanic of Infamous.
Yeah.
But I would like them to redo Infamous and continue the continuity. They don't necessarily have to redo 1 and 2. Just make me forget that Second Son existed.
Infamous remastered.
Just like Devil May Cry wants you to forget that Devil May Cry 2 existed.
Yep. No one likes that game. What are you looking at?
So, yeah, either a revamping of Infamous or an open world Devil May Cry Bayonetta, Gears, God of War kind of game.
Do you have anything else to add? Because I'll go with my second game I would do. Because there's more than one.
I kind of want to see something along the lines of the Smash Brothers Brawl, the Subspace Emissary, where they bring all the Nintendo characters together to band together and stop this new evil. I want to see a full game out of that. But instead of it being like, you get like one set, you have like the brawlers, the flyers, whatever. You actually can go through like the game. Say you get a 50 character roster, you can go through the game 50 times with 50 different endings. I know it's take a lot of time and a lot of development, but just think about that. You can go through as Mario, Link, Bowser, Ganondorf, and you can always have a different ending every time you face that boss. And who you team up with.
He's so excited about this.
I do have a third one.
PlayStation All-Stars Part 2.
That's all I know.
Okay, I have a fourth one. I have a third and a fourth one. I'm going to start with my third one. My third one would be...
That usually comes after the second one.
A new PlayStation All-Stars that actually included PlayStation All-Stars. Alright? That actually did copy off of Smash Brothers, so then I can get the feel of a Smash Brothers game, because you can't cheat Smash Brothers. It's already a very well-defined concept. So if you're going to try to do it right.
Or don't do it at all.
Or don't do it at all. And, include All-Stars in your game. Yeah. What was my fourth one?
I don't know.
Lost it.
Well, you talk about your fourth. My other one I would like to see is a hybrid type thing. Call of Duty meets Uncharted. Sounds weird.
An action-adventure Dragon Ball Z game.
Don't they have
that? Was my fourth one.
No, they have more of a fighting
game. No, they have
a
fighting game. It's more of a fighting game.
Oh, Xenoverse.
That has a story that comes in between everything. No, an action-adventure Dragon Ball Z game.
Oh, like
you can go,
like you run around.
Would you be able to go through like the whole TV series, or you want to go like your own?
Yes. Open world action adventure Dragon Ball Z game.
Where like
you go to the planet Gamete or whatever the fuck it's called, Namek, and you go to Vegeta. You can start off in Vegeta, then you see that Goku gets shipped away. Like
that's sick. I like that.
Like that would be epic. You can get into a Capsule Corp ship and fly through space. You can go and
start as Frieza and just start ruling the world.
Exactly, like an open world Dragon Ball Z action adventure game.
Do I kill this planet? Do I want to keep blow it up?
And it affects the game. I was saying, like
the computer says, you just wiped out Goku. I think you messed up the universe. I don't care!
Go on. We choose you now.
Gohan doesn't exist. Anyway.
We have Call of Duty mixed with the set pieces and action of Uncharted. So you have that set piece action from the third person view, but you can also have that crazy like action film of Call of Duty. And you can just go between like a Sky type thing, but more of a like action movie. Things are happening, things are blowing up. You could choose either first or third person.
Why would you ruin Uncharted like that?
I'm just saying, as a game, that doesn't have to be.
Why would you ruin Uncharted like that?
What is wrong with you?
Uncharted is such a good game.
Did I say Uncharted? I meant Metal Gear Solid.
That concept seems a little weird to me. I can't even like, cause
like a Skyrim
to
type
me
thing,
to me, Uncharted is already a suspenseful and action-packed game. So when you're saying put Call of Duty in there to make it more exciting, it's like, well, do you just want to blow your load in the first sequence?
Oh man,
like, what are you talking about?
No, I'm saying like have that first-person action element where like you could do things like Skyrim. Do things first person, do things third person.
That was so terrible. I hated that. I always chose third person in Sky. I hated that.
Really? I love first person.
Yeah, I hate first person.
Yeah, you're working on
I only like it as a first person shooter. Like Skyrim, being that it was an action adventure game, being in first person was the worst idea for an action adventure game. That's like you playing as Dante from Devil May Cry in first person. You actually fucking think that that's a good idea, don't you?
No.
Yeah, you do.
Yes,
you
do.
think that that's a good fucking idea. That's a terrible idea.
Got in one hand, sword in the other.
That's horrible. A first-person Tomb Raider.
Ugh. Yeah, and the camera's
Mirror's
like 2
Edge.
inches from your...
That's like a Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, but...
You're not hating on Mirror's Edge. What? Lawyered.
You didn't lawyer me. How is that Mirror's Edge? Are there dinosaurs in Mirror's Edge? Do tigers attack you in Mirror's Edge?
The tiger crawled
We
through
don't
my
know.
kitchen, yes?
The sequel is not out yet. You could have a fucking saber-toothed tiger.
Are you
come-
raiding tombs in Mirror's Edge? Are you just some messenger chick that got into trouble?
Is that the premise of Mirror's
That's Mirror's
Yes.
Edge, dude.
Dude, what, you didn't play the first one? Come on.
No, I tried to, but I never got past the
Oh,
first
because it sucked, didn't it?
No, I just couldn't get
I
past
liked
the
the
first
first
puzzle.
It's in Mirror's Edge. The reason why Mirror's Edge has such a following is because it's a cult classic. Everybody
Yep.
saw that game. It was one of the first games for the next gens when it came out, and it was such a good game in terms of it was very simplistic, and the reason it was simplistic was so that then you knew where to go because you couldn't tell where to go if you wanted to, like the issue that you might have had when playing Dying Light. Sometimes it's really difficult to tell what you can climb on and what you can't climb on. And Mirror's Edge made it very simplistic, so that then you knew that you can run on a yellow wall, you can climb on a red pipe, and the white stuff is just everything else.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, like Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z Yu-Gi-Oh! You mean like the Pokemon game that's gonna come out? That's been developed by Namco?
No.
That
like
game
where
looks filthy,
you
dude.
go and you have the original, call me a nerd, but I was younger back then, where you had to go through to Pegasus and you had to go through all and get stars and do it in real time, you know? Kind of like a Pokemon from the Game Boy or, 3DS, where you have to go through different, like, leagues or, gyms, similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that, on the console, where you have to go and fight people 4 stars and
So
battle.
Pokemon, but with Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters.
Yes. Fair?
Good idea.
Yeah,
Thank you.
why not?
Good story, bro.
I'll tell it again. Any last thoughts?
I hate being put on spot.
We do it all the time. I think you would know.
Yeah, you'd think you'd get used to this already.
It's improv. Oops.
I gotta
I want them to redo Yoshi's Island and actually do a good game.
You don't like Yoshi's New Island?
I'm playing it currently. The levels are challenging, but the bosses are a fucking joke. And like, okay, when you start up Yoshi's Island on Super Nintendo, it starts out just the whole, like, the music kicks up. It's such a fun, colorful. It's got a great soundtrack. It's just an all around great game. I'm playing New Island. The soundtrack sounds crappy, and it seems like a very rushed game. Like, good, I've got frustrated because one level I kept missing a jump, and I was like, I died 4 or 5 times. I got to the boss, and I'm like, that was the boss.
The level was more challenging.
I hate when they do that. It pisses me off so badly. Like, I like the Yoshi games, but I want to see, like, either Yoshi's Island redone one more time, or... Yeah, we'll see what Woolly World has to bring out.
Any last things? Because I hear some jazz coming in the background.
The only thing I have to say is that you should like and subscribe to our video and our channel. You should check out Facebook and like us there at Improv Gaming, space between the 2 words. I know you were waiting for that part.
He was
follow
showing my
us
ass to
on...
me, or I don't know if he was showing the camera the stuff or he was pointing his ass to me.
Follow us on Instagram or Twitter or both at improv_gaming and email us at improvgamers@gmail.com. We're more than happy to get your emails and respond to them and even make some snarky remarks while we're responding to them to each other about you.
Live on the air.
Live on the air. We'll talk about you on the air in front of millions and millions of viewers.
And the fact that we slept with your mothers.
And always check out Pete on Twitch at ImprovCap. That's with the K. Check out Jeremy on Twitch at IPGJBird, right?
Yep.
Is that right?
There you
Oh,
go.
wow, I actually got it right. And you can possibly check me out on Twitch at potentially ProfCod.
His first stream, ladies and gentlemen, will probably be for Metal Gear Solid 5. It's going to be fucking 48 hours of him just playing, where at the end of the 48 hours, you're just going to see him go, I can't stop playing.
No, I could probably clear Metal Gear Solid in 3 days.
That confident, huh?
Yes.
Get done.
Absolutely.
Get challenge accepted. Thank you guys for watching.
And as always, game on.
And see you next week.
And go play with yourself.
It's
Almost there time.
almost dinner time.
You know Mr. Turner is back on Girl Meets World?